part of the people who hear the introductory section. I've seen him before this session, and I could feel his energy. I could feel the psychological energy that is exhuming out of him. I can't wait to actually hear what he has to say tonight. I'm particularly expectant. So I want you to be expectant. I want you to put on the right attitude, put on the right consciousness, and let's listen to him. So please, can we make welcome all the way from Lagos, Nigeria, the electrifying speaker, the one.
Can I have the floor? Thank you. Guys, thank you so much for showing up today. It's going to be a great day. It's going to be an awesome day. It's going to be outstanding. I quickly want to acknowledge Emmanuel. Thank you for what you do. Thank you for being a blessing. Thank you for handling this for me tonight. Finally, we've been able to handle this together, finally, after a while. Anyway, also, I want to say a big shout out. Someone's microphone needs to, you need to mute yourself. Wherever that is coming from. Okay, guys. I also saw somebody in the house tonight for the first time. Okay, how many first timers do we have? This is your first time of joining us here on this platform. First time on Zoom with Nia this side. Can you raise your hand? Let us see you. Can you raise your hand? I'm looking at you. 2, 3. Okay, 3 people raised their hands. Come on, 4. Wow. First timers. Wow, wow, wow. 4. I know we should be more than that. We should be more than that. It's good, it's good, it's good, it's good to have you guys here. And let me particularly say welcome to, I saw Toye Shobande. Where is he? Toye. Toye, where are you, Toye? Okay, anyway, Toye is a very good friend, and then the doctorate student, just like Emmanuel. It's good to have you here. But anyway, guys, we can start up. How many of you want to raise your performance level? You want to raise your performance level. Let me see you on the chat room, and then just talk to me. Yes, I want to. Yes, I want to. I want to see the chat going on right now. Anybody, you want to raise your performance level? You're tired of where you are? Yes, thank you, Adebayo Ajayi. Thank you, Adewale Adediba. Thank you, Emmanuel. Thank you, John Haja. Yeah, come on. Efinix SS. Thank you. Yes, 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 yes. Come on, type it there. Say, I want to raise my performance level. Because guys, that is the only way to survive this time and this season. This time and this season. So let's start. Have you ever probably been involved in an accident, or you've seen an accident scene, and probably you saw when the accident so happened that the car tripped or somersaulted? I've been in a car that somersaulted once. It's not a good experience. But have you been in that situation when you see the car somersault, and then after a while, it stopped, and then the people in the car were trapped in the car? And then you're wondering, how do we solve this, guys? How do we fix that? And then you see some good Samaritans. You see some good Samaritans running towards the car, running towards it, and they're smashing the windscreen, smashing the windows, trying to force the doors open, trying to pull out those people who are trapped in there, the victims. And at the end of the day, they pull them out. Now, the original intention of the Samaritans, the original intention of those people who went there to help, the helpers, were to save those people from accidents that just happened. For most of the time, because the helpers don't have the adequate knowledge, they don't know what they are supposed to do, you realize that the very help that was rendered was actually the same thing that killed those people in that accident. Not the accident itself, but the help that came from the people who came to help. Because the paramedics will tell you when there is an accident like that, you never can tell whether the person has a broken neck or a broken back or a broken bone and a broken leg. So that's why when they get there, if the person is conscious, they try to ask him a question, can you talk to me? Why are you feeling pain? Because they know that they can't just lift that person from that car accident and then get the result, because somebody with a broken neck is not dead yet. But you came to help. Once you pull that person, you pull the head just to pull him out of the car, then you realize that the accident itself did not kill the person. It is actually you pulling that person without the adequate knowledge that actually killed the person. What am I trying to say here? There's so many things that we do to ourselves, all in the name of trying to acquire more knowledge, all in the name of trying to help ourselves to advance our career, to advance our productivity, to increase our performance, that actually is not helping us to increase that performance. So it takes the right knowledge, the right information to be able to take you to that place where you want to be. And to the glory of God, I have been able to raise my game. I've raised my game not once, not twice. I've raised my game consistently right now for over 15 years. There has never been a better yesterday. Although I had some struggle in the initial stage of my career or my business, but now there have never been a better yesterday. I lose businesses, I lose contacts, but I do not lose my energy, because I know you can take the business away from me, you can take this contact away from me, you can take this contract away from me, As long as I do not lose my energy, I am good to go. I will beat life to this game as long as my energy is in place. So guys, today I'm going to be sharing with you some powerful things that has helped me and I believe is going to help you. Now, many of us were just joining us for the first time. I'm not trying to brag, but in Nigeria today, for anybody to come up and say, you know what, they are one of the highest paid speakers in Nigeria, and then they are ahead of me in this country. To be modest, I don't think I can count 3 before I count myself, because my game has been raised, not just that, I have consistently earned it. Now, when you talk about earning high amount of paycheck, not just once, not twice, not 3 times, I mean consistently for over 60, 80 times. And then it still happens, then you know that this is not a fluke. What I'm about to teach is not a fluke. And then to the glory of God, I think also when it comes to coaching services in Nigeria right now, there could hardly be anybody who can say that they have the highest ticket of coaching in Nigeria that will put me beyond top 5. Now I'm being modest by saying top 5. That could put me beyond top 5. So what am I trying to say? This is not just this year. Even COVID came, and then because COVID came, I made sure that my energy is still very much intact. As long as the COVID cannot take my energy away from me, I will always produce. Those of you who know me, you know that I'm not a TV person. I'm not so given to virtual meetings. I detest it. I run away from it. I don't want to do it. But you will agree with me, for the past 3 months right now, you guys just see my face every day. There is nothing you can do about it. You just have to stick with this face, whether you like it or not. Sorry, whether you like it or yes, you have to stick with it. Now that's what we're talking about. And my earning during this COVID has increased. And then my attention grabbing principles or my attention grabbing personality has gone a notch higher. People offer me business. People offer me money. How do you want me to spend this money? How can you advise me to do this and do that? I've been able to attract high net worth individuals during this COVID. There must be something that is attracting them. And then the performance level is increasing on a daily basis. Having said that, how do you increase your performance? How do you get to a point where you are sought after, whether as an employee or as an employer of labor, whatever industry you find yourself? How do you ensure that you're sought after? Now, let me also say that this teaching is not isolated teaching. It's also a continuation of what we've taught so far. Remember, we've talked about courage when it comes to leadership. We talked about connection, network when it comes to leadership. We talked about understanding the stakeholders analysis when it comes to leadership. This is not isolated from the other ones. This is part of the other ones that we've taught. So if you have not part of our community, you need to be a part of our community so that you can get a glimpse of what we've taught for the past 10 weeks right now, 10 weeks. So good, but let's get to the business of today. Psychological energy to drive your performance. Now, everybody, as you grow older, I'm growing older. I'm just 1 year to clocking 50, not 1 year, some few months, clocking 50. And you know, when you start getting to that point in your life, you know what you start doing? You start managing your energy. You're careful about the people who hang around you, because many people are energy vampires. And because you don't have that much energy again, you know, by the time you get to 35 or 40, you're not growing. your organs are not growing. They are more, they're plateaued, and then they are kind of declining. So you must do everything that you have to do to make sure that they stay very, very active. That is why you watch what you eat, you have to do more exercises. I will talk more about all that. And then you also have to be careful about how you dissipate energy. You must be able to focus your energy on the right things, on the right things. So before we even get into talking about the psychological energy, let me talk to you about energy vampires, people who drain your energy. And you must be careful about these people. You must be careful about situations that offers all this. I'm not ready for my slide yet. And when I'm ready, I'll let you guys know. You need to get me back to I'm ready, I'll let you know. Now, who are those people? Now, because in life, let me get a board here. Hold on, guys. I hope you can see this. Yeah, you should be able to see this. Good, awesome, good. So when you see, it's like you have a tank. A tank, yeah, tank. And then here is the opening. You are putting in so much energy. With the things we're going to be teaching today, you will understand how to increase your energy level. But before we start talking about increasing your energy level, we also need to be aware of energy drainers. Energy. Things that drains your energy. We need to be sure that your tank is not leaking. Because if we do not seal this and we start pouring in energy every now and then, it's just a matter of time. We will not have energy. It's like putting water in baskets. So the first thing we need to do is to seal up any kind of opening or any kind of drainers around you. Once we can seal that up, then forget about it. We're good to go. We can start pouring things. You know, in in financial management, they will tell you that before you start going for more income, you need to watch your expenditures. You need to watch your expenses. So you need to cut down first on that. After you've cut down on that, then you can now start going for more income. So before we start telling you about the kind of energy to bring in, the kind of things to do to increase your energy level, the first thing we need to do is to make sure that we seal every tank that is leaking, especially this part that drains your energy. Now, first thing first, who are the energy vampires? Toxic people. Toxic people. People who will take away your joy. Whenever you are with someone that takes away your joy, that is the number one energy vampire. So I don't just want to hang around anybody who would make me feel sad or feel dejected or feel out of place. I don't want to hang around it. I don't want to hang around that. So that's the first person I want to get out. Or if I can't get you out, I should get myself out of your atmosphere, because that atmosphere is toxic. Number two, people who are emotionally demanding. People who are emotionally demanding. Have you ever wondered why the Bible says 1 + 1 is equal to 1 when it comes to the marriage equation? One full, one whole individual, one balanced individual, one complete individual must marry another complete individual. Because if you are not complete, what you would do is to drain the other person. To drain the other person. Let me talk to my back staff. Anybody there who can get me a glass full of water? Quickly get it for me, a clean glass full of water. Let me illustrate that to you. Because anytime you're with somebody who is too emotionally demanding, means that they will demand so much of your energy. I need a fresh one, a new one, no, another one. They would demand so much of your energy. We'll get back to that. Now, the third set of people that are emotional vampires or energy vampires are the people that you delegate to, but still come back every now and then to explain what you have delegated to them. You know, why are you delegating? I'm delegating so that I can move forward. I'm delegating so that I can do some other things. So anytime I come back to that assignment that I've delegated to you, you are sapping my energy. You are sucking my energy, and I don't have time for that. So also, you need to also, people who care too much about what people say about them. People who care too much about what people say about them. Those guys also, they can drain you out. They can drain you out. Can I have that? So guys, look at this. Thank you. When you look at this, you have 2 glass cups here. 2 glasses. Now, this is full. This is not full. Almost empty. Let me just drink it. When this guy is not full, and then you're in the same room with him, he start demanding. You know what that means? You that you're full, you have to pour yourself. While you pour, you're drained already. Can you see? You're drained. He's full, and then because you're drained, you start making a demand again, and then he pours back. What again? Somebody is drained somewhere. Somebody is sucking out energy from the other person. But if this glass is full, filled up, and this is filled up, you know what happened? It's just a little tip here, boom, a little tip here, boom, and then we're okay. In other words, I give you a sip or a tip, I'm still full. You give me a tip or a sip, you're still full. That's what we're talking about here. Because by the time you see people, thank you, by the time you see people who always demand and demand and demand and demand and demand, they will suck off your energy. And you don't need those people around you. When people are too concerned about what people will say about them or what people are saying about them, now you should be, but you cannot live there. It is too much energy to dissipate. Now, again, if you are somebody that gets involved in any kind of discussion or debates, whether it concerns you or not concerns you, whether it's your business or not your business, you put your mouth in everything, you know what? Those debates, those issues that you're talking about can drain you. Have you been around champions? They don't talk too much. If they advise you and you're arguing for too long, you know what? They leave you to your opinion. When you face the music, you will know how to dance and you will know what to do. So note all those people, they will drain you. Note some atmosphere. It is not everywhere you're supposed to be. You're not supposed to be with everybody. You must guide your heart, guide your, your atmosphere with so much jealousy. I am particular about people who hang around me. If you're not good, if you drain me every now and then, I run away from you. No apologies, I run away. My energy is too much. Especially when you start growing, you know, advancing in age, you want to make sure that the little one you have, you use it right. That's one. So once we can help you cover up all the leaks, then we can start pouring into you. So let's take a trip into pouring into you, getting you to activate your energy, getting you to get more things into your tank. Because the more energy you have in this tank, the more of a performer you become. Good. So the first thing that you need to do to increase your energy is what everybody calls clarity. Somebody say clarity. Sorry. Somebody type clarity. Somebody type clarity. Clarity. Clarity is very key. Now, it's a stupid soldier or army or warriors that goes to war without knowing their high value target. You must know your high value target. You must know, why am I going? Who are we targeting? Who is the main thing? Now, as somebody who wants to be a high performer, you must be clear about what is required of you from your bosses, what is required from you concerning your business, what is required from you concerning your family. You must be clear, and you must be able to prioritize. You must be able to prioritize which one is important, what is not important, which is the most important thing here. Your HVP, high value target, must be clear to you. And when we talk about clarity, that's not just what we're talking about when it comes to clarity. Also, clarity means that you have divorced your heart or your mind from every clusters. You want to be able to think straight. That's why I said you can't afford to be putting people around you or accommodating people around you that would distract you unnecessarily. Anything that distorts my mind distorts my energy. Anything that distracts me distracts my energy. Anything that demands my attention all the time and it is not my high value target, it is not my priority when it comes to performance, then it sucks my energy. So that is why you must be sure, and that's why you see more, what's it called, champions, high performers, they love to delegate a lot. They love to delegate a lot. They love to put things that is not on their priority list and send it to other people to deal with. That's what clarity. Clarity, your high value target, to the cluster of your mind. You must be able to deal with that. Once you deal with that, then you now come to a place where I call your performance zone. Your performance zone or your performance platform. Let me explain that. 4 things actually. 4 things. The first is, the psychologists call it programming. Can we all see my board? Yeah. Are we good now? Now let me see the chat room. Tell me you're good. We're good. We're good. We're good. We're good. Let me see the chat. Are we good? I'm waiting. I think my time is going. Yeah, we're good. Yeah, correct. Now, they call it programming, but you can call it programming too. Programming. Or let's call it preset. Preset. Way ahead of time. What you're supposed to do, you're proactive more or less. Trying to preset and program yourself. Now, programming, also, after you've programmed yourself, you must also realize that you must know how to sustain the programming or the preset. Sustain. Then after you sustain would not be enough, then you have to upgrade. Then after upgrading also, you know that there will come a time where you will have to reprogram or reset. Now, anybody who wants to be a high performer stays within this corridor, the 4 places. They program themselves, they sustain the programming, they upgrade it when there is a need for it. Not when there is a need for it. Before there is a need for it, they upgrade that programming. And sometimes, because there's something called relapse. Relapse shows up anywhere here, whether here, relapse. Or here, relapse, sorry. And it can show up here, it can show up here. It shows up because there's something called relapse or relapse. Then you have to go back to reset it, reprogram it. This is where the tough job is. This is where the tough job is. Once you can stay within this corridor, no matter what comes against you, forget it. You push it back. It's just a matter of time. You push it back. It is just a matter of time. This is your zone. This is your platform for performance. Now, the question now is, what should I be programming or presetting, or what should I be resetting, or what should I be sustaining or upgrading? But notice that whatever you have presetted, you must sustain it. At the point you must upgrade it. And there will come a time where the programming that you have done to yourself, you realize that this cannot work because there is a demand right now. There is a disruption that has happened. And because the disruption happened, so what do? You have to go back and reset yourself and reprogram yourself. Now, virtual meeting for me is a reprogramming. I'm resetting myself right now. And you can see that I've taken efforts to move from just starting sitting, and I've been changing platforms, I've been changing backlogs, I've been changing a lot of things because I realized that for me to perform and be outstanding and stand out amongst equals and be on top of my game, this should be my platform. And this should be where I operate from. Are we good? Let me hear from our, what's it called? Chat room. Let me see, we're good. No, that's the only way I can know that you're communicating with me. Let's go, let me see. Are we good? Oh yeah, we're good. Yeah, thank you, Oluwafemi. Yeah, good. Adekunle, thank you, we're good. Are we good? Come on guys, let me know. Are we good? So what should I be programming or presetting or setting? Yeah. So this is the time I want my slide, guys. Let us project the slide quickly. Because actually, guys, this is where the game is. You know, the theme of this month is to help you stay on top of your game. Be ahead of competitors. Be ahead of the game. Before they wake up, you know what to do. Before they wake up, you know what to do. So basically, what are the things you need to set? What are the things you need to program? Number one, your mindset. Two, skill set. I know you've heard about that so many times. Three, I got this from Robin Sharma. Heart set. 4, soul set. 5, else set. 6, brain set. That's 5, am I right? Yeah, 5. Then 6. Okay, yeah, that's 6. And then you have time set. Now, remember our corridor, remember our zone. Remember when we talk about programming. So the first, program your mind, program your skills, program your heart. I will explain to you in a quick, before Emmanuel gets me off here, I will explain to you as fast as I can on what you need to do, how you need to do it, and how you need to go about getting the best in all this area. Mindset talks about your psychology, talks about getting yourself psyched up. Because actually, you know, I read about Anthony Robbins' book. He was sharing something about the power of the mind. The power of the mind, how the mind controls the body. And then they called it, not him originally, they call it psychoneuroimmunology. psychoneuroimmunology. And then also there's something called the science of kinesiology. Science of kinesiology that tells you the power of your confession, how it affects your mind, your power of your visuals, what you see, what you say, and what you sing, how it affects your mind, and how this thing determines the kind of energy that you have on your inside, and then the kind of energy that is available for you to push and keep pushing. And I always demonstrate this whenever I'm having a physical class as a PT. I don't have that here. I have people at the backstage, but they know me. If I do that here, you'll think we practiced it. But when I'm talking to people that I don't know, I just call a random person from the audience. And what I ask them to do basically is that I ask them, which hands do you use? Is it the left or the right? When they tell me it's the right, I tell them to stretch forth their left hand this way. And I push it down. Resist me as much as I can. I push it down as much as I can. You see them exert a lot of strength. Then I tell them to close their eyes, close your eyes, and then think about something terrible that happened. Think about something, you don't want to think about it, but for the sake of this class, just think about something. And then they think about something terrible that happened. They stretch their hands. While the thought is going on in them, I push the hands down. You know what? It reduces the strength. The strength there is reduced, the power there is reduced, the energy there is reduced. Then I tell them to open their eyes and stretch their hands again, closing their eyes, to think about something awesome, something wonderful. If they're parents, I ask them to think about the first time, the first day they saw their first child as a father or as a mother. And I say, keep that picture in you. And I push the same hands down. And then there is so much strength that surges into that hand that it becomes so difficult for me to push it down. Why? Because when you think positively, you talk positively, you see positively, there is an unconscious energy that is released from your inside. That's why you cannot afford to hang around people that will move so much negativity around you, because it affects your mindset. So talk to yourself every now and then. When everything seems to be down, talk to yourself, push yourself, think positively. Anything that is around you that will suggest to you any negativity, you want to kill it immediately. That is presetting, that is programming yourself. So let's quickly go on to the next one before Emmanuel kicks me out of here. The next one is skill set. Skill set, we all know what skills is. You go there, you go to school, you learn more, you improve on your cutting skills. If you're into catering, you improve on your drawing skills. If you're an artist, you improve on your on your technology skills. If you're into IT, you improve on your medical skills. If you're in medicine and everything, you just go and acquire more skills, sharpen it through practice, and through practice. And that's very important. No matter how much you've read when it comes to medicine, if you do not go for housemanship, it's just a matter of time. You will miss it big time, because you need to practice and practice and practice and practice and practice before it becomes an unconscious competence. You know, there are four or five. At first, when you start, it's unconscious incompetence. That is when you don't know, and then you're not even aware that you don't know. You're unconscious of your incompetences. Then the second stage is when you now become conscious of your incompetence. That's conscious incompetence. Now, I don't know, but I'm aware that I don't know. That is where learning starts. That is where learning starts. Then you get to the third part, which is conscious competence. Conscious competence. I am conscious of my competence, but that is not where mastery is. Mastery is actually where you now get to the fourth level of unconscious competence. Unconscious competence. In other words, I don't need to think about it before I do it. It's become part of me. It's become second nature. You wake me up any day, I am ready to go. I'm ready to hit the road. Why? Because by the reason of use, by the reason of practice, by the reason of doing it every day, by the reason of trying it every now and then, I have perfected it. That's why I would tell people, when you read a book, don't just read. Whenever you read a chapter, try and put action plans. What are you supposed to be doing? How are you supposed to be doing it? And do it immediately. There are some books that I cannot remember what is written in the book, but I can tell you they are there in my bloodstream. How? Because whenever I read, I practice it on people immediately. Whenever I read, I practice it on people immediately. That is how to sharpen your skills. Sharpen your skills. There's something called the 10,000 hour skills requirement, that if you do something over and over for 10,000 hours, you perfect it. That's what we're talking about. Remember, talent is different from skills. I don't want to get into that. Everybody's talented. Everybody is actually born with at least one or two talents. Worst case scenario, you have one. But you know what? Nobody pays for talent. People only pay for skills. And you need to realize, how do you fine tune it? How do you polish it? How do you get it better? And you can only get it better by practice 10,000 hours. But you also know, guys, that anything you do, I think my mentor taught us this. He said, if you read on a particular subject, 1 hour every day on a particular subject for 5 years, you'll become top 10% on that subject in your environment. If you read 1 hour, not 2 hours, 1 hour every day on a particular subject, in 5 years, you become top 5%. If you increase it to another 5 more years, you become top 1%. Top 1%. I practiced it, and I saw the top 10% and then the top 1% in my field. So when we talk about skill sets, it's not just acquiring the knowledge, it is more about sharpening what you've done, what you have learned. So you need to practice and practice and practice and practice and practice and practice and practice. Go in front of anything, whatever you do, keep doing it. And I'll talk about that as we move on. There's a guy who I was trying to negotiate concerning the health of a close family relative to 2 days ago, 3 days. And I was going to cut down on the money with arguing on the price. And the guy told me, you know what, sir? I've graduated since 2001. This argument or this debate about the price does not worth it. I know my onions and everything. Once he mentioned 2001, practice it, I just gave in. I gave in. Why? Because that suggests to me that that's somebody who is skillful, skill set. Now that's what. Your heart set. Heart set. Now, you see, look, take it or take it. Nobody becomes a great performer. Nobody raises their performance game without being empathetic, sympathetic, compassionate towards their game. Nobody. You may have all the skills, you may have all the knowledge. When your heart is not right, forget about it. You will do a good job. People will say you did a good job, but they will not do business with you. Skills alone does not cut it. Your heart must be set. And once your heart is set, then you're good to go. There must be that compassion, there must be that passion, there must be that, empathy, sympathy that comes from you, oozes out from you towards your trade, towards your business, towards your career. If that is not there, then forget about mindset, forget about skill set. You can only take you this far. It can't take you further than what you envisage, and your performance level will be cut down drastically. And then, how do I set my heart? Now, this could be funny to some people, but you need to figure out what you need to do. This is what I do to set my heart, to make my heart a bit more compassionate towards people, connect more towards people. How do I set my heart? I set my heart by watching musical reality shows. Someone is wondering, how can that set your heart? Because when I watch it, I hear a lot of things that they are saying. They are trying to teach those guys who are competing how to communicate from their heart, how to sing from their heart. Sometimes when they don't sing from their heart, they talk from their head. There is no connection. And once there is no connection to you, you think you did a great job. But to the people that you are offering the services to, they can feel you. They can feel the passion. They can feel the compassion. So I learn all those things, and you to surprise you. Sometimes that's why I like to watch it alone when I'm just in my living room and I'm watching it and I'm crying, shedding tears. I mean, I'm just touched. I'm just overwhelmed. I'm just taking over. And no apologies. I like it. I love it. My favorite is The Voice. Voice America, though. The Voice. And next to it is X Factor. And you know why I love The Voice? There's just something that connects you with those musicians and those judges. And then this is the catch here. It makes me weep. It makes me feel. It makes me connect. If you want to raise your game, you must raise the game of your ability to feel, of your ability to connect. Your heart must be tuned, must be set. That is why you see a Lionel Messi, and then there's another guy, there's this other guy that competes with him. What's his name again? He plays in Italy like this. Another guy. Okay, you know him anyway. I can't mention him here. And you know him, but that competes with it. When you see the two of them, then you realize that it is just much more about the football. It's much more than the skills that they exhibit on the field, because every other person exhibits the skills. But you're wondering, how did they score that goal? How did he push that ball inside the net? How did he nod it? How did he fly that high? It's the heart to heart communication. It's the feeling, the compassion. And then you need to figure out how these people connect. That's why you see them hold the ball. They caress the ball. They kiss the ball. They treat the ball with so much care. They treat the ball with so much fondness. How do you treat your career? How do you treat your game? You must treat it with so much fun, so much compassion. Now let's go back. Let's go to the soul set. The soul set. Now, this is my explanation for heart set and soul set. Now, your heart set connects you with your environment, connects you with your game, connects you with your with the things happening around you, connects you with the people that you're offering the services, your service to. But your soul set takes you away from that physical environment and launches you into the extraterrestrial realm, launches you into the celestial realm, launches you into that place where you start going beyond your 5 senses and moving into the 6th sense. Show me a top performer, then I'll show you somebody who has set their soul right. And then they work on it on a daily basis. They work on it on a daily basis. For those of us who are Christian, allow me to share the scripture with you. And those of us who are not, allow me to share the scripture with you. You realize, if those of us, you must have heard it, that the flesh lusts against the spirit. And so that the things that I want to do, I'm not able to do it. The flesh lusts against the spirit, and the spirit against the flesh. So the things I want to do, I can't do. And the things that I don't want to do, I do. When you can want to do the things that you want to do and you can't do it, and the things you want to do, you do it, you're not a performer. So the question you should be asking yourself is this: where is the battle between the flesh and the spirit? Where's the battle? It's the soul. It's the soul. So anybody who wants to set their soul will set the soul, which is your emotions, which is your intellect, which is your will, your strong will. You set your soul to connect with the spirit. That is where meditation comes in. That is where calmness comes in. That is where isolation comes in. That is where you need to spend time with yourself and yourself alone. You need to have that time you spend with yourself and yourself alone. No other person gets that time, because you know you need that time to fine-tune your soul. Because if you do not fine-tune your soul, there are some things that you can never do. You will envy other people who are doing it, but you can never do it, because there's some things that you do when you are performing your game. There's some things that you start accomplishing that is beyond your own explanation. I don't know how many of us who have gotten into that realm before. You do some things and you're wondering at yourself, how did I do that? How did I get that done? Definitely, this is not me. You know what? You tuned your soul to the point that you can pick up signals from places that people cannot even think about. So your soul and your spirit must be one. You must connect with the extraterrestrial. Because there are some things that people cannot even comprehend. There are some things that people cannot even fathom. Even your mind cannot even fathom it. Your mind might not comprehend it. But you go like that because you just feel that nudging, because you feel that there is something that you've touched over there in the terrestrial and you bring it down. Guys, get me, talk to me on the chat. Let me see you. Tell you, I am with you. I am with you. Tell them, yes. Let me see your chat. Let me see your chat. Yes. I'm looking. Yeah. Yes. No, let's just type here. Yeah, great. Yeah, good. I'm with you. Yeah, correct. Oh yeah, come on, guys. Is there no fire? Is there no fire in the icon of this? What's it called? Zoom. If it's there, if it's fire, just put the fire. Yeah, good. Correct. Oh, blow. Yeah, awesome. Good. So let's go quickly before Emmanuel kicks me out. Emmanuel, please don't kick me out. I will be done very soon. So we've done soul set. We've done heart set. Now brain set. This could mean almost the same thing like skill set, but I want to differentiate something, because I think I said something about that last week, about numbers, the game of numbers. You need to train up your brain in a way that your brain can think in numbers. Your intellectual prowess must be worked up. Intellectual caressing of your brain. You must set it to the point that your brain can take extraordinary things. I want to talk about the brain set. We're talking about the cognitive capacity of your brain. The cognitive capacity of your brain. You must expose that brain. You must make a demand on the brain. How do you expose your brain? Traveling, going to new places, going to the places that you have never even thought of going before, reading the kind of books that you have not even thought about reading before. What are you doing? You're challenging the brain. Because actually, the brain is a critical factor when it comes to performance. Your brain can distinguish you from other people. So you must increase that capacity. And how do you increase the capacity? I call it cognitive capacity. You must increase the depth of your thinking, the breadth of your thinking, and the length of your thinking. Should I also say the height of your thinking? I think we talked about that in solical setting your soul, the height of your thinking. How do you connect with the extraterrestrial realm? How do you think? Do you think futuristically, or you think like the immediate thing around you right now. Let me get everything done. I just need to survive this moment. People who survive this moment are not high performers. So the length of your thinking, the length of your thinking. Before I even get to that, I'll get to that in time set. But the brain set, the capacity is what's it called? The depth of your thinking, the depth. You must read everything that needs to be read. That must be read when it comes to your game, when it comes to your profession, when it comes to your career, when it comes to your business. You know what? Take it upon yourself that nobody should be able to beat you to your game. Now, let me say it again in a very good way. Even if you are beaten to your game, take it upon yourself that the next time you appear, nobody should beat you to your game. Look, you'll be beaten, you will beat, you will be beaten, you will be beat, but the most important thing that you do not get comfortable with the second position. I'm not first, I got second, but I'm not comfortable with it. And because of that, you're digging deep, going to the deepest form, the deepest level of your field. Then breath talks about your ability to juggle different kinds of balls. Your ability to talk about things that are not even in your field. You stretch your mind, you stretch your brain, you stretch it by reading stuff. You know, most of us only read things that concerns our career. That's why you see a lot of people in the field where they are involved in, they don't, I mean, bankers, especially, they only do banking stuff. It's only a few of them that leave the banking area and go to learn more things about other things. It's only a few of them that listen to documentaries. When you do all that, you're stretching the capacity of your brain. You're stretching the breath. And then the length of your thinking takes us to the time set. The time set. You must be able to think long time. Long time. You must not make any decision that is only going to gratify you immediately. You must also put into consideration what's going to happen in the next 10 years, in the next 15 years when you take this action. And then when we talk about time set, you need to realize this also, that there is what we call reactive time and proactive time. Reactive time and proactive time. Now, when COVID came, everybody was involved. Sorry, don't let me say everybody. Almost everybody were reactive. Almost everybody, if not everybody. But there were some people who have taken time, although they didn't see COVID coming, but they're taking time to prepare proactively in case there's a crisis. How will we mitigate? How will we go about it? What would we do? So they were proactively prepared. So guys, you must do that time set. They call it time perspective. And also in explaining that, you also need to realize that sometimes or most times being on top of your game takes time. Time perspective takes time. It's not going to happen immediately. You know, I'm not the kind of people that will come and tell you know what, very soon, you know, in just 1 or 2 days, once you listen to all the things I've said today, your game will change. Everything will just work out. And before you know what's happening, your performance will go top notch. No, big lie. Everything takes time. Everything takes time. Every genuine thing, every working thing, workable thing, every outstanding thing takes time. Takes time. So when you leave here and you begin to set your mind, set everything, know that it's going to take a lot of time. And it depends on what you put in and then how you go about this programming that will determine how long you stay. Now, finally, let's talk about health set. Health. Health. How many of us, if you're there, just raise your hand, how many of us have actually been sick? I mean, really sick, and then you were thinking about your goals or what you want to achieve. I mean, they are passing trips to you, and you're thinking about your goals. Once you don't have your health in place, okay, somebody say me, okay, Lawrence, okay, you think about it, you're very strong then. I mean, you are sick, and I have a situation in my hands right now. I'm dealing with a close relative that is, dealing with stroke, partial stroke. I'm not the one who has the stroke, but it has reduced my energy, even by 5% or 8% or 1%, because I had to pay attention to that close relative. So what am I trying to say here? Make sure you have your health set, exercises, eating well, understanding your physiological makeup, going for regular health check, very important. Nobody thinks about a goal. Nobody thinks about pushing themselves when they are out and out. I think it was Billy Graham that says that if you lose money, nothing is lost. He said if you lose your health, something is lost. But if you lose your character, everything is lost. But let us stay with that health. If you lose your health, it's not just something that is lost, though. Almost everything is lost. Everything ceases. You can't think about anything. What you want to do is to get yourself out of that sick bed. So exercising, because when you exercise sometimes, or not sometimes, all the time, there's a surge of energy that comes within you. There's this boldness that comes. There's this aura that you carry that affect people around you. As a roundup, Emmanuel has been sending me time up. I can see your message. Now let me tie it up now. Guys, listen to me. Performance is more than meets the high. You're good with all the sets, time sets, brain sets, soul sets, heart sets. Know very well that everybody carries a smell. Everybody carries an aura. Everybody has a magnetic field around them. The high performers, they are conscious of it. And then they deliberately work on it. They don't compromise it because they know that even before they meet you, they have met you. Even when they are staying very far away from you in the room, you can feel their aura. Although they are not the only one wearing the perfume. But their own aura is so strong that you are gravitating towards them. And all the things I've taught are very, very important for us to know. Always stay positive. I will end with this story. I was at the Abuja airport so many years back, like 10, 15 years ago or so. I was trying to buy my ticket. Coming back, those days we buy the ticket to go. After we are done with the job, we now buy the ticket to come because the money to buy to and fro is not there. So we buy to and then we come back with the fro after we have collected our money and our service. So I was there trying to buy the ticket. And I was conscious of the aura. I was saying nice words to those guys. They said there's no ticket again. I said, no, you find me a ticket here today. I just believe that you give me a ticket here today. I just know something will happen and you give me a ticket here today. And that's what I was saying. Then all of a sudden I saw somebody tap me on my shoulder. When I look back, wow, what came out of my, oh, Your Excellency, sir. I thought he wanted to buy a ticket. He said, no, he's not buying a ticket. He said he just came around to say hello to me. We met some months before then. Said, I just came to say hello to you. Wow. You just came to say hello to me? Wow. Wow. What if I was arguing with those guys? You stupid people. That's why you'll be saying there's no ticket. And you still go and buy the ticket, send the ticket to somebody, and blah, 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 blah. He will have seen me. And he will see that I'm fighting with everybody. You know what he will do? He will just look the other way and go. Your aura either attracts favor towards you or repels favor away from you. So be conscious about your platform. Remember your platform? Programming, reprogramming, sustaining, and upgrading. And I see us performing beyond our widest imagination. Guess what? We're starting a group. I'll talk about it. It's called the Near Additional Business Community. My goal and my objective, I'm praying about it, is that we want to make sure the people who are going to be part of that community are part of the 20% that Pareto principle talked about. The 20% that controls the 80% of the wealth, 20% that controls the 80% of the performance, 20% in the society. They must be part of it. So we'll talk more about it. If you're interested, you need to boss some of the numbers that they will write there on the screen, and then get yourself in there. It's called the Near Additional Business Community. We're taking our game to the next level. Thank you, guys. Thank you for listening. Emmanuel, over to you. Emmanuel, you need to unmute yourself. I can't hear you. Can you unmute Emmanuel, please? Okay, good.
Thank you so much. I've been unmuted. Wow. This looks more like a camp meeting. These are the kind of things you hear and you come back and live your life completely. Thank you so much. That's amazing. I took a comprehensive note. I could actually write a book from this tonight's session. So this is amazing. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Please, can we get your feedbacks on the chat, what you've gotten from tonight? I also put my notes too. If you've got some things that are amazing and incredible, please would like to hear them, write them down. Also, feel free to say them. So tonight, we're not just going to be taking questions. We're also going to be taking points of action. For instance, I've heard this is what I'm going to do because of what I've heard. You know, you can also encourage somebody. Iron sharpens iron, really. You know, Nee was talking about 2 glasses of cups that could take a sip and a sip. You know, so I could learn from you the action you're taking based on what you learned.
Okay, I think Emmanuel's network ceased. Okay, we'll get back to us. Juliet, are you there? Juliet, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, why not just hold false while Emmanuel is trying to get himself back. Let's get into the question time.
Stop, sorry for muting me. Okay, so it's time for us to, if you have any questions after this, for this session, please indicate by raising up your hand with the icon in the chat in the section. Remember, we have to turn on our videos if we want to ask a question. You can also drop your question in the chat room. That's an option for you. Well, please raise up your hand with the icon in the section to ask a question. And remember, you will need to see you will need you to turn on your videos before we can give you access to do that. And as Emmanuel said also, it's not just questions that we'll be taking now, we would also be taking action steps from you or based on what we've.
Did she also go off? Oh, I think Emmanuel is back now. Emmanuel?
Yes. I've been here. I'm listening to Juliet. Yeah.
Okay, she also went off. So you can take over, Emmanuel.
Okay.
All right.
Sorry. I really apologize, Juliet and everyone. I don't know what exactly happened, but I just said we'll take questions and action points. So while you think about them, can we welcome the announcer to just give us some announcements and some announcement on what is happening this week and products for sale, and then we can come up with our questions and please, if you're already raising your hands, we will take them, questions and action points. So can we welcome the announcer, please? Pasuni, while we're waiting for the announcer, somebody's saying, how do you cope with toxic family members? Close toxic family members.
Well, like I tell people, sometimes you can't run away from them, but you must be able to build walls and you must be able to take control of your own mind. Now, how do you do that? First, it is not compulsory that you stay in the house forever, for 24 hours. So when you're there, you're spending limited time with that in that toxic environment as much as you can. And again, this is also what you also do. You also try to figure out, why are they complaining? Why are they always against you? What are they complaining about? What can I do to reduce that negative thing, so to say, that they are saying? How do I conduct myself in this place? So once you do that, and once you try to farm them or try to do something that will please them, it's very likely, not certain, it's very likely that, that toxicity would go down a little bit, or drastically. Now, the next thing you now need to do is to make sure that you take control of your space. There is a space. Even within that house, there's a space. And then you have your bed space. If we don't have control of the whole house, you have your bed space. What are you doing about the bed space? What are you doing about your phone, your iPhone? Now, you may be hearing a lot of things from people telling you you're not worthy it and everything. But when you are in your space, what do you listen to? What are the things that re-energizes you? Because you know what, your energy has been depleted by those so-called negative voices. But at the same time, you must know how to fill in your tank back. What's happening to you is that your tank is leaking. And the more you try to fix that leak, and the more you try to create another leak. So what you do, because you don't have all that freedom yet to determine your environment, to determine whether you want to stay there or you want to go away, you don't have that yet. So what you do is to make sure that in as much as they deplete you, you fill it up with more, energy. So your earphone, your your phone, your smartphone, who are you listening to? Now, in this case, you don't have the luxury to be playing with other platforms that will not increase your energy, because you know that when I get back home, these guys are going to suck my energy. So I better get my energy to a high level that when they even suck it away, I know I will still be okay to be able to cope. Now, I'm giving that advice because I may have somebody here who is with their parents, they can't leave the house, and then you can't stop your parents from talking to you the way you don't want. So you just take that advice, control your space, spend more time listening to the people that will energize you, because you know that when you wake up in the morning, somebody is going to deplete you a little bit. And then you must also learn to talk to yourself. I have a situation like that in my hands. Also, try and listen, try and get somebody that can listen to you. When they say some few bad things against you or to bring you down, there's somebody that you could call, and then sometimes just unleash. What I try to do is this person calls me anytime, calls me and unleash. I said, you know what, just unleash on me, don't worry. I'm not going to condemn you. I'm not going to advise you except you ask for it. But you know what, I just need you to, that emotional pent up that you have, download it on me, dump it on me, because I know that you may need one person to listen to or to listen to you, somebody to just be there. That is where you draw your strength from, especially when you don't have control to cut off the things that are draining your energy. That's what I would advise for you to do.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, sir. Just in addition to what you said, you talked about who are you listening to. Because I listened to you tonight and you said you're 1 year away from 50. I just looked at your face again. Can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Okay. I said I listened to you tonight and you said you're 1 year away from 50. I looked at your face again and I remembered, oh, you're really getting older. But I didn't see it before until you said that. So who you're listening to is important. Just by the side. Somebody said, wow, this is deep. I must separate myself from energy drainers. So, sir, somebody said out of every nonsense, there is a sense. Should we just separate ourselves from energy drainers, or is there a way to harness potentials in people, or should we completely separate ourselves from energy drainers?
What I would advise is this, there's a skill to that. If you have not acquired that skill, don't try it. You want to make sure that you avoid that atmosphere. But if you have been able to develop that skill, which could also mean thick skin, then you can play any way you want to play. Now, to take somebody who is absolutely good at draining energy, for the person to drain my energy when I'm with you, you must be very good. You must be a top-class vampire, because there is nothing you will say that can get to me. You must be a top-class vampire. I mean, the one that has lived almost 10,000 years for me to drain my energy. But there's a skill to it. So if you don't have that, there's no point trying to get yourself into the war zone that you know you're not skillful to fight. So what you try to do is to protect your mind. There was a time that something happened with myself and my mentor in a large crowd. That I was speaking and people were, I mean, it was as if he was referring to me and people were nudging me, pushing my seats. And then there was a laugh. I mean, it was about 1,000, 2,000 people. Now, can you imagine all of them laughing at you and everything? I had to walk up to him after the program and I told him, you know what? I don't care what everybody is saying, but I care about what you're saying. What you're saying will get to me more than what they're saying. So I had to talk to him that it would be nicer if it's not done on the stage, blah, 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 like that. And then we settled it. Now, then I was not strong. Even now, even if that mentor and everybody, 10,000, 50,000 are laughing at me, I don't bloody care. I'll get up there, pick up the mic, do whatever I want to do, and I'll get away with it. But it's a skill, and it takes time for you to be able to build that. That doggedness, that thick skin, is a skill. We don't have time to teach that today. But if you know you don't have it, don't try it. You can't fight a war, don't go to the war zone. You better put your white flag and surrender, or else you'll be hit bad and you may not be able to recover. It may take therapy, it may take counseling, it may take rehabilitation to get you back on track.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much. Tosin Babalola has been raising her hands. Can we take Tosin and then we take Lawrence?
Okay, before Tosin comes up, let me say this before people start disappearing on me. We're starting a business community. A business community. You cannot afford not to be there. Now, yesterday we had a swell time at our sales academy, and then everybody who was there would know that, wow, it was a mind-blowing session. I have the grace. Let me repeat that. to get outstanding pragmatic facilitators, people that will speak and then your performance or your result will jump. So we're going to be having a community of people, business-minded people. When you say business, there are two sides to marketplace. There is the career and there's the business. So those are the people we're looking for there. And then the objective of that is that we want those people up there in their field, whatever they do, they are on the right side of the Pareto principle. They are not the 80% that are sharing the 20%. They are the 20% that are sharing the 80%. So that's the goal of that community. So you need to be there. And guess what? Those of you who know me know that I'm a bit expensive. My tickets are expensive. I have a $10,000 ticket. I have a $700 ticket. And but this one is quite affordable because we realize that we're leaving a whole lot of people out of this fantastic opportunity of getting into another kind of meeting, because I realized that the people who come to this big platform Thursdays and Saturdays, there are some things that they want to say that they won't say. There's some things that they want to open up their heart. They don't want. They caution themselves. So they want to divulge that in a very private meeting, in a place where it is not everybody. The people who are there are already screened. The people who are there are serious-minded people. Those are the people that they want to actually talk to. So we're forming that community, the business community, and guess what? It's so affordable. It's $50. $50 for registration for 90 days. 90 days. 3 months. $50. That's about 20,000 naira in Nigeria. Am I right? Yeah, $50, 20,000 naira. Am I right? Yeah, about $50, 20,000 naira, Nigeria. You'll be there for 90 days. We have serious plans. We have serious plans, innovative plans, thinking about different things to raise your game. So please send your number on the chat. Let them have it so that they can call you, and you have to be part of this. On Sunday, we have the business sanctum, and Ezekiel tore the roof. People who were there were into real estate will realize that real estate now became something that they can achieve, something that they can go for, something that they can prosper in it and change their game. So that's the sanctum. Although that is $700 program, but what we're trying to do here is to make people here be part of the things that we're doing. So this is for 90 days, $50. That is 20,000 naira. Send your number to them, let them call you, and let us keep this up. We're going to have a program this month towards the end, and it's going to be 2 sessions. Is that right? We do it in one day, morning and afternoon session, or we do it 2 days back to back. You don't want to miss it. You don't want to miss it. You don't want to miss it. Over to you.
Thank you so much. Can we listen to Babalola now?
Hi, good evening, everyone.
Hi.
Thank you so much, Emmanuel. Personally, thanks for today. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay. Thanks for today, sir. I like the setting, the background, and the energy, the vibe from your standing and your movement around the whiteboard as well, the paper board, everything put together, innovation, and I really enjoyed it. I like the energy. Thank you, sir. And well done to all the guys behind the scene. My take home from tonight is that I have a take home and a question. My take home is that I will have to do everything within my power in this life not to be in the wrong environment. I had an experience in the last few months. I mean, since the time they announced the lockdown and till just a few weeks ago. And it looks like Pasoni just panned out a conceptual definition of everything I went through, because I was in a space where the things happening around me were eating into my mind and it was affecting my body. I was literally falling ill. And I went to the hospital. I ran over 7 medical tests from one place to another for different issues that were just showing up in my body until the doctor said, look, it is your mind. You need to go, you need to leave that space. So I think that's part of why I have gotten attached to this leadership series, because it was just a period of my life when it is only when I'm in this class that I'm able to think like myself, you know, and apart from work and all of that, that's when I'm able to like just feel like I'm in the right environment where I want to be. But all of that is over now and I'm fine. So I'd like to thank you very much. And maybe it's also a take home for somebody else out there that if you're in a wrong environment, it can start to tell on your body. It can start to move from your mind into your physical body. And if anybody told me that could happen to me, I wouldn't believe it, because all my test results came out good. Okay, so the question I have, sir, is to find out. You've been scratching on it from what the 2 other questions are saying, but I want your response in a more practical term. For if I am the go-to of someone, for instance, I have a friend and I feel like this friend is draining me, always draining me. And I need to communicate to her or to him and say, these kind of things that you say should stop, because I maybe this person is even older than I am, but because they just feel that, okay, you have more depth. And so they come to you and the person is always talking about all of their issues and all of their problems. And you're the one always giving advice. Of course, I also have my go-to people. Let's not forget that. And when you talked us about the leadership quadrant, you mentioned that some people may not be able to help you, right? But you shouldn't neglect them, because they might be the people who would help you later. So I don't want to discard such a relationship, but this person is draining me. In fact, today the person still called and the first thing the person said was, I'm hungry. And I was, okay, can you hear me? Can you still hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay, Pastor Nick,
Yes,
you cannot hear me. Okay, so did you get everything I said a few seconds back?
Somebody who is draining you.
Okay, yes, fine. So basically that is it. More practical terms, how do I communicate to the person to tell the person that these are the things that should stop, or do I just endure?
Well, you see, sometimes helping people could also be an energizer. It depends on how you say it. Counseling people should also be an energizer. And I take a lot of kicks, a lot of vibes, energy when I help people. But I know how to draw the line. Now, if you feel this person has been coming every now and then trying to get a lot from you and every good, you just need to plan your time and know when you can accommodate this person and when you cannot accommodate this person. It's not every time the person calls that you pick up the call. You can tell, you know what, I'm available to talk at this time. I'm available to talk at that time. And okay, sorry, when you called the other time, I was busy. And I always tell people this, it's not a lie. I'm having a meeting. Now, if I'm having a meeting with my sister, it's a meeting. If I'm having a time with my dog, it's a meeting. If I'm having a time with someone, it's a meeting. I didn't tell you it's a formal meeting. I was in a meeting. So once you plan like that and then you accommodate the person, because you can never tell, like we have talked before, what the person could end up being in the future. So you want to spend time, but not at your own detriment, not at your own energy, depleting your energy. But again, you need to change sometimes the way you see things, the way you see people, because helping can also be converted to energy. And it depends on your interpretation of that help. When I help people, I feel good because I've learned and how to convert it, how to interpret that help. I know sometimes they come, they keep asking, but I know how to draw the line. And that's where the strength is, you know how to draw the line. You may not necessarily tell them, but you tell them, you know what, send me a text. They call you, send me a text. I'm right now in a meeting. We'll talk about this later. Or give me till 10 p.m. I will call you around this time, 10 p.m. I will talk about this. Do you understand? That way you get your sanity, but you know that, okay, I have 2 hours to give, or 1 hour to give, or 30 minutes to give to this person. And then there's a way you, once they are extending that time, there's a way you tell them, you know what, I need to be attending to some things very soon. Let's quickly conclude on this so that we can move forward. People you help could come back to help you later. I've seen that happen in my life. I mean, several times. So just know how you allot your time to them because they need help. What if you don't talk to them and they get themselves into a situation that is suicidal? How will you feel? You feel drained also that, but this person came to me. So you want to watch against that. But what you just do, if you have been spending 2-3 hours with them, reduce it drastically and let them know. Let them, don't tell them straight, but whenever they call, wow, okay, I have time. We can talk 10 minutes, we can talk 15 minutes. Okay, you know, I have 10 minutes to talk. Can we just go straight to the point? I know they will be demanding. Now, it's the person that has blood that will give blood. If you don't have blood, you can't give blood. And then you must also learn to say no, 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 no. It won't kill you. And also, I think one of the things that we'll do in the business community is to even teach on assertiveness, how to assert yourself. I think we'll do that in the business community. I think we'll turn the business community even into a teaching, a training stuff, assertiveness. You must know that you can be assertive and you can be aggressive and you can be passive. You must know when to bring in your assertive game to say, when you talk and you tell them straight, they will get it. That this is where this guy is going. This is where this lady is going. And I think we'll bring that into the business community where we'll teach people on how to be assertive. So if you're not thinking of joining us in our business community, you need to get in there fast. Send your number, $50. Come on, guys. Come on, guys. 20,000 naira. Get in there. Send your number to them. And Emmanuel, over to you.
All right. Thank you, sir. You just answered the question where we're going to take Lois now. I think that the person is already unmuted, but you answered a question on the chat box talking about emotional draining. Does it translate to mean that you need to stop unburdening your emotional trauma on people? Because bottling things in can also lead one to a dark end. So, but I think you've addressed that when you were saying that counseling people, talking to people can also increase energy, but you need to manage that. Okay. Did you hear me, sir?
Okay, I heard you need to stop unloading your emotions on people.
Yes, somebody was asking if they should stop completely. Does it translate to mean that you need to stop unburdening your emotional trauma on people? But I think you addressed that when you were talking about.
Yeah, they need to reduce it. You need to reduce it because by the time you start unburdening your emotions on people, you become a liability. You become a liability, not an asset. So when you're even going to offload your emotions, you must give something back. The life is about give and take. You must give something back. You must give a praise. You must give the fact that, okay, what they told you the last time, you have worked on it, you are making progress, and that gives them a whole lot of comfort. Do you understand? So you cannot just keep offloading and offloading and offloading, and you're not giving anything back. You must give, because after a while, they will just unconsciously not know why they do not entertain you or they do not give you that access. Myself and my mentor, There was a time I always go to meet him that I want to see him, I want to see him, I want to see him. He's always looking for a date for me. He never found a date. Because whenever we stood together to talk, I would give him 10 things, or 10 of my problems, or 2 of my problems. I was offloading and offloading. And I knew that he wanted to give me time, but my approach was not working because subconsciously or unconsciously, he couldn't even come up with a time. I'll think about it. Okay, I'll get back to you. And he never got back. But when I changed my approach, whenever we stood to talk, I was telling him the result, so-called little result. This is how far I'm going. This is what I've done. That's what I've done. I started piling that up. With time, you know what, the language changed. He was going to now say, Organi, we need to see you. Oh, Dr. Lee, we need to see you. Oh, we need to see you. 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 Because anytime you offload your emotions on people, they unconsciously withdraw from you, or you push them away because you are becoming a liability. You are more or less becoming a vampire and sucking. So when you suck the blood, you also give blood and balance it up. It must be something that you're giving back.
Thank you so much. And we take Lois now.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. Good evening,
evening,
Dr.
Lois.
Ney. Thank you very much for this opportunity. My question is
doctor
quite
now,
funny. Yes, so as a matter of fact, on this case, I'm a doctor because I want to ask a very funny question. That's why I called you a doctor. I want to find out, is it abnormal not to have a go-to, someone you can always talk to? Is it abnormal? Because I've gotten to a stage in my life, I decided to go to myself alone. Yeah. So I want to find out, is it abnormal for me to be doing what I'm doing? Because I had a go-to before and backfired on me, and since then I've told myself, I'm not talking to anyone. Let me push myself to the extreme to see what I can achieve. That's one question. And let me listen to the answer, then I ask the next one.
Okay, good. Let me come from William Shakespeare. He said, no man is an island. All of us were a piece and a part of the main, and we are all born for connection. And then Richard Exley said this, and it has stuck with me for 20 years. He said, nobody can be emotionally whole or spiritually healthy without a network of caring people. No matter how strong you feel you are right now, it's just a matter of 10 years, 15 years. If you don't have support, you need support system. Probably because you have encountered somebody that messed up the old process. So you're trying to get in. It's good to get into yourself, to talk to yourself first. But definitely you need a family around you. That's why when you got into your mother's womb, you were connected with the umbilical cord. Everybody is born for connection. Nobody can stay on their own. So once you realize that, then you begin to look for quality relationship, secured relationship, sacrificial relationship, people that will not take advantage of you. But this is the game. The game is always a give and take. Give and take. When you get into that place, you also try to give back. Give as you are taking. You give as you are taking. Do you understand? But we all need somebody. We need people around us. You can't do without it. You may be saying, I can do without it, but I give you 10, 15 years. It will start showing. There will be so much deficiency. There will be so much, mental health issues that will start showing up. And you don't want to play the game of a mental health issue. So you need support system, people around you. You can't do without it. Even Jesus was born into a family, and he had to go and look for the disciples. Who do men say that I am? In other words, they will say rubbish about me. But what do you say that I am? There is a place where you have to get people's affirmation. So that is why, Lois, join our business community.
Definitely, I am signing up right now, because I need that family. I need to get out of this particular family. I need a new family. I need a brand new family where my head
You
can be
got
straight.
one, you got one, you got one, you got one. Emmanuel,
No problem.
does she have one?
Of course, of course, of course. A very supportive family. I've been part of this family since 2006. And
Like,
that's why
seriously?
when
Wow.
he talked about assertiveness, I was happy because Ni is dangerous when it comes to teaching assertiveness.
I think sir, during when you were answering this question, we actually delved into the second question I wanted to ask. But don't worry, at least I'm good to go. Let me just join the family. I think it's better that way. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. So, sir, there are lots and lots of questions. I don't know how we're going to manage the time tonight, but I think that you've answered a couple of these questions. Somebody says, what steps can one take to reprogram or reset your mind in order to get back into the game? If I'm to answer that, I would say go on YouTube and listen to tonight's session, because I think you gave steps on how to reprogram or reset when you were talking about the container, but perhaps you would want to say something about it. Let me just ask a few questions that I think you've addressed. Somebody also said, set reasonable boundaries around energy drainers. And then somebody asked the person, what if it's your wife? Please let him address this. What if your wife is the energy drainer?
What if it's your wife? What if it's your husband? Let's balance it.
No, your wife. Let's address your wife. What if
it could be both ways. It could be both ways. Now, you see, everything is all about knowledge. It's all about information. So what I would advise you is learn more. You've done that right here. So you also need to know what is called, I know most of us, all of us know that emotional intelligence. Try and bring your wife or bring your husband to this platform so that we can have discussion again and again and again, so that it can be within our sphere of influence. Because sometimes it's that you were exposed to some kind of information that the spouse was not exposed to. That's why when we do our business think tank, that's the highest platform that we have, is a $10,000 program. And what we'll do with that is that we do not have a retreat without encouraging all participants to come with their spouses. I mean, their spouses come in for free. No charge, no nothing. They eat free, they attend the courses free, because we know that there is little we can do to advance the cause of anybody without their spouse being there. And it's always better when you can hear the same thing, when you can interact with. Now you can have different kind of interpretation later, you can have different kind of analysis, but let us even bring you into that room, and so that you can be both exposed to it. Now, whoever asks that question, you need to learn more about emotional intelligence. You need to learn more about, psychometric test or something, personality test. You need to learn all those things so that you can know why your spouse is reacting that way or is talking that way. Somebody said this, although somehow I don't believe it again, but they said that if he married a devil, that the devil will have converted right now. That's a powerful statement to make. I mean, powerful statement to make. Wow. So there's a way to it. There's a trick to it. I know sometimes it can get overwhelming, but it's always better when the two of you are hearing the same thing. So what am I trying to say? And let me act like a salesman again. Get yourself and your spouse into the community. Let us influence her. Let us influence him as we engage, a non-threatening environment, We're not going to criticize, we're not going to condemn, but there's a place you get to, the atmosphere is just so strong. How many of us can feel the atmosphere here? How many of you can feel, although we're in different places, but you can feel the atmosphere. It's an atmosphere that can change lives, change a lot of things. Once you get people into that atmosphere, the changes is just so obvious. So get them into the community. Let's discuss. It's not a 10 minutes answer, it's not a 5 minutes answer. It's probably going to be a 3 months discussion or a 3 months influence, nudging on their heart and then getting things done. I hope that helps.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much, sir. You really need hit the nail at the head. You just need to open your spouse up to the same things that sponsor your own energy, and then you will operate at the same frequency. So somebody said, please, I want to encourage every single one of us. These question times are actually my best times in me at the science programs, because questions are getting me to say what he didn't say. So you don't just take the sessions, the teaching sessions, and not listen to the questions. It's very profiting to listen to the questions. Somebody says, when you are at an already drained position and you have lots of responsibilities to keep up at, you rarely have a quiet time without thinking of the troubling things. What can be done to get revived amidst these opportunities? Nee said that he listens to music.
That is to set my heart. That is to set my heart. You may not have that luxury. I think I taught this when we're talking about self-mastery. Self-mastery, we said know thyself, love thyself, empower yourself, control yourself, give yourself, and renew yourself. And when we're talking about renew yourself, we talked about 3 things that you must do. First, we call it run, refueling on the move. How do you refuel on the move? I got that from the American soldiers when they went to invade Iraq during Saddam Hussein war. Now, Saddam Hussein drained all the fuel stations before they got to Baghdad because they were coming from Kuwait. So what the Americans did was to carry the people and then their truck and their tank, they took it into Baghdad. How did they do it? They carried fuel tankers and they surrounded the fuel tankers with the armored tanks. And then they surrounded the armored tanks with the lorries that were carrying the foot soldiers. So when they got to a particular place that they need to refuel all their military vehicles, the radio base sent about 2 or 3 fighter jets to be roving over that atmosphere while they take fuel from the tankers, the fuel tankers, and they fill up the armor tank, filled up every other thing, and that was why they were able to get to Baghdad, even when Saddam Hussein has dried up all the petrol stations. So what does that teach us? You don't have a time to go for fuel, you don't have the time to do this, but right there where you are, you must be able to replenish your energy. So what did we say at the mastering, self-mastery, is that there's the white room. All of us know the white room is always white, except it's attached to the female room. That is when it becomes pinkish, or but it's always white. You don't understand. And then the seats are always white also. I'm trying to be civil here. You know, that place is where you go and then you download to upload later. You understand? Did you get it? Did you get it? Did you get it? Okay. I'm trying to be civil here. That's the place you go. So when you get there, there's a way you can replenish yourself. Close your eyes. And what you want to do is to distract your mind from your worries, distract your mind from your problems, distract your mind from work. And then what we advise people to do is to take deep breaths in and out, in through the nose and out through the mouth. So if you take that like 3-5 times, you will feel a kind of relief. And this can also help people who are sensing, what's it called, heart attack or heart palpitation and everything. You breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth 5 times, you'll be relaxed. The next thing you do is to close your eyes and try to distract your mind. How do you do that? Don't think about work. Think about yourself getting into an elevator and going from floor 1, floor 2, floor 3, floor 4, floor 11. And then come down, 10, 9, 8. So when you do that, you will be able to get some level of energy back, but it may not sustain you for too long. That comes once in a while. So you do the next one that we said, take a trip, that is start. The first one is run, the second one is start. Take a trip. In other words, get a day or 2 out of that vicinity, out of that environment to get your mind together. Now, you will come to a time that a day or 2 will not work. A day or 2 will not work. So you have to take a tab. That is, take a break. Take a holiday. No, one is tab and then the other one is take a trip. Take a tab is the 2-day break. Take a trip is the last one. You travel out and make sure you go somewhere to ease your mind and get yourself together. Because when it comes to self-mastery, you can be giving and giving and giving and giving. If you do not know how to renew yourself, you will be worn out, you will lose energy, and before you know what's happening, your performance begins to diminish. So you must know when that performance or when your activity is getting to that diminishing level, and you must know how to get it back so that you can go back up. So those are the 3 things that you can quickly do and then get yourself back on track.
All right. So we still have someone is asking a question, please. Can we join the community at the end of the month? This is the kind of questions we hear in South Africa, where bills are paid at the end of the month and people earn salaries at the end of the month. So I don't know what we will have to say to this person, sir.
Why not? Just show what you just do. I think Juliet, if you call, Juliet, please, can we put a number there that they can call? They can call those numbers. And then I think we are very reasonable people here. And you trust me, I will have done it for free, but I'm just trying to create another level of people. Now we're doing this for free. We're doing the Saturday meetings for free. We're just trying to create another level of people so that you can at least, you know, like I said, it's a give and take, give and take, give and take. If I'm giving, there should be a giving back. This meeting is going to stay. I think we're getting it better now. I'm enjoying myself more now on Zoom than I did ever before. So we're getting it right. And then Saturday is going to stay, it's not going to change. We're just trying to create another level of people that we can take them deeper. So it's not just about the money, it's just about you showing some level of commitment. So if you call that number, they will put on the screen or a chat room, you can always negotiate with them. You just need to know, okay, when do you want to do it? How do you want to do it? But I tell you, the program may happen before the end of the month. So you want to get your commitment across to them, and then if possible, pay instrumentally. All those things are very possible, but I don't think they have instrumental payment. But we are more concerned about your progress, not necessarily about the money. People who know me know that for me to say $50, it's a giveaway.
Just to add to what Nia said, Nia is one person that I've met in this world that truly, genuinely wants to support you, and he doesn't care what he gets from you. He just wants to support you from his heart. Earlier today, I was speaking to him, and I reminded him of something that he did for me. I think it was 2010 or 2011, the first time I ever spoke to middle and senior level managers in First Bank. It was Nini that took me into that training, and he has forgotten about it, which means he genuinely wanted to support me, not that he wanted to record something and say, look, I've done this for this person, you know. So join the family and you will truly be supported. And recently he also supported me with writing something for me. I don't know if I should say on this platform, but somebody is saying, somebody is saying, what if the...
Okay, Emmanuel, before you go on, actually, I think my calling is networking people. I think my calling is being a bridge for people. I think my calling is holding people's hands to get to wherever they want to get to. I think that's my calling. When you see my friends, once they meet, they will tell you, oh, it was me that did this, me connected us. I'm more like a connector. I'm more like a web. So once you get into my web, you'll always be connected to somebody, connected with this, connected with that, connected with that. And that is what my life is all about, helping people make progress. So I just need to add that.
Thank you so much. Thank you. So you're welcome to the family, guys. More people should join. So somebody is asking a very important question. What if the spouse isn't responding to the invitation to connect to your energy source?
Well, you didn't marry a dumb person. You didn't marry a dumb person. And at this point, I will have to turn the attention back to you. And why am I turning the attention back to you? It's because you've been given a so-called solution. You have not even tried to go and implement that solution. You're already looking for an excuse why this thing will not work. In other words, the blockage is not actually from your spouse. It's from you because you have already looked at that spouse. And then you have written up the situation and you have said, nothing good can come from here. That is a negative aura. That is a negative magnetic field already. So once you have that, you will get a pushback. You will get a pushback all the time. So we need to look at you right now. If we give an advice probably that you have not implemented before, you should sit down, look at how can I implement this? So probably at our next meeting, you now say, I did this, I tried that, it didn't work. So give me another one. But if you're saying, this thing does not look like it will work. What if she, no, she's not the problem, he's not the problem. You are now the person because you can't even vibrate your positiveness to her or to him. You can't, there's a vibration, there's an aura. People need to be aware of that. That's why when you get into a place, you captivate that place. You captivate the environment. People are just wondering, why is he him? Why is he him? So whoever is asking that question, go and implement what we said before. Try and see whether it will work, because I know it will work. What we're trying to tell you is don't even try to pass the, the positivity to her. What we're trying to tell you or to him is bring him or her into a community of winners. Let us do the work. Let us throw the net. Don't throw the net. Just drive the fish towards us. Let us throw the net. Sometimes when there's a restriction like that, it's because there are a lot of bad steps that both parties have taken before. So work on that. Bring her or bring him to us. Bring him into a place. Nobody can be under this atmosphere. Nobody can listen to this over and over and over again and remain the same. It's not possible. So we need to look at you first. Do what we have said. Go and try it. Did it work? If it does not work, then come back again and say, what you said did not work. So let's start something else. But if you're right now saying that it's not going to work, the problem is not from that side. The problem is from your vibes are negative. You've already written off that party. So you need to work on yourself. Emmanuel. Can you guys unmute Emmanuel? Who muted it?
Thank you. Thank you so much, sir. While we take the last question, can we please fill the feedback forms? Can the administrators please help us? Can the back staff please help us fill the feedback forms? I don't know how to access it from here. You know, this has been a very insightful session.
I think
please,
it will just come on. It will come on now. I'm sure they'll post it now. Okay, there is none. Okay, I think they're saying there is no feedback. Okay. I don't think there's a feedback today. But you guys can type your feedback. Just tell us how far this has helped you. This has been a blessing. This has done one or two things. You can type that in the chat room.
Yes, please. Please just type and tell us what has
happened
to you.
Let me also, Emmanuel, let me also do this, please, if you don't mind. Okay. Okay, I think there's something on the chat room right now. Click the link and fill it. And also, you guys know what? Why not just put your screen on the multiple view? You see people take a picture of this. Go to your Instagram, tag us on your Instagram, tag me on the Instagram, and share a powerful story or powerful nugget that you took from here that we can talk over there. The best caption or the most emotional comment or caption. The best 3 emotional caption will get free access into the Sales Academy that continues tomorrow. Yeah, free access. So you have to get there tonight. Go Instagram, post it, take pictures. Wow, and let us know what that's done for you, how it has changed your life, what you plan to do. We'll be looking at it. I'm sure Emmanuel too will be looking at it. So we'll come up with the best 3. Best 3.
Does somebody know how to snap a screen?
No. They just take it now. You just take the screen, put on your laptop, take yourself selfie with your screen and what is happening, and then you go to Instagram, load the picture, say some things about the leadership series, post it there, say lovely things. You just may win access to the Sales Academy. The people who are in the Sales Academy are saying lovely things about the Sales Academy. Yesterday was a knockout. So get there, take the picture, but I'm not so interested more in the picture. I'm more interested in what you took out of here. I'm more interested in what you plan to do. I mean, the best 3 caption, the best 3 narrative, let me put it that way, the best 3 stories get free access to the Sales Academy. Now, Sales Academy continues. Continues tomorrow on Saturday, Wednesday, and then Friday and Saturday. 5 days. 5 days of 3 times 4. That's 12 hours. Am I right? Yeah, 12 hours. 16 hours of training on sales left. 16 hours of training still left. So you can see what you are signing for. So right now, I expect that my Instagram live will be buzzing right now. My Instagram page will be buzzing right now. And if you're not following me, like the band will say, you're on a long thing. Okay, awesome. Let's take more. Do we have more questions? Can you unmute Emmanuel, please? Who's muting you? Are you muting yourself or somebody's okay?
I don't know. People are saying great session, learned a lot, explosive, transforming presentation. This has been an awesome session, sir. The tag is at N Adesanya on social media platforms. So please know this will really make me a better person. Thanks, Pastor. Thank you, DNA. This is very impactful. You made my day. God bless you. Thank you very much, sir. So everyone, please kindly use the link and fill the forms. So, sir, are we dancing today?
Oh yeah, we're dancing. I could just have a prize to somebody else. Okay, I'm watching you guys. My DJ increase. Most of you don't know him. Most of you are not aware of who he is. But please, I beg you, don't miss Saturday. Those guys that are not so popular, they've got so much to say. I know this guy is loaded, filled up with wisdom, knowledge, practical. Trust me. When I bring somebody on my platform, it is good. Saturday, 7 p.m. We're talking about the laws of money. You don't want to miss it. You have to invite all your friends, all your enemies, your family. Saturday, I am begging you. You know, sometimes people say, I don't know him. Who is he? He's not popular. Forget about that. It is not Tony. Tony will blow your mind with practical lessons. So our morning series on Saturday, we're having Tony, a Leo Gunner. I call him, he's so much of an impact that I don't even call him Tony, I call him honorable. And when you start calling somebody honorable, that means the person must be honorable. So Saturday, 7 p.m. Put it in your diary. I want everybody to be there. Everybody, here right now. Jeffrey, what is happening?